Today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to get a uniform Instagram theme, and I'm going to be pointing out a few main points. So before I start, do go ahead and follow me on Instagram. It's Matthew_GKB. If you're new around here, also go ahead and follow Sebastian, who's my brother, who also posts on this YouTube channel, Sebastian_JWB. Also guys, if you are new around the channel, we post a lot of things that teach you how to understand how to edit in Lightroom and in Photoshop. So I've also got a course you can go ahead and download. Take the top link down below in the description. The course will teach you everything you need to know about Lightroom. I'll take you from a complete beginner, maybe an intermediate stage, and I'll take you all the way up to being a professional, and you'll fully understand the platform, the tone curve, HSL sliders, split toning. I'll teach you everything, and I've got a massive discount going on at the moment that I'm sure you guys are going to love, so do go ahead and check it out down below. First link in the description. Okay guys, so let's just dive into the video. So the first point that I want to make when it comes to making a uniform theme, number one is you want to choose a color scheme. A lot of people tell me that you don't necessarily need a color scheme to make a theme, and this is true. I mean, let's just look at Sebastian's Instagram page here, and you can see he doesn't have necessarily a color scheme, but he has a bit of a theme going on. Granted, down here he did have a bit of a color scheme, these orange and teals, but he doesn't have that consistently going through all of his photos. So you don't necessarily need it, but it definitely helps. If you look at mine, for example, I have a much more obvious color scheme. I've got the blacks, the oranges, and the greys, or grey and white. You know, that's the theme that I have at the moment. So it just really makes it quite obvious. So what I would encourage you to do is essentially choose a few colors. Choose a color scheme that you like, and try and color grade in that way. So for example, let's look at some other Instagram accounts to see kind of what they're doing. So this is Jon Olsen's one. Just finished filming a video actually on how to edit like this particular photo here. If you want to go and check that out, go and check it out on the channel. But let's go through and have a look at his Instagram theme. So like I said, he doesn't have a specific color scheme, but all of his photos are fairly similar in some respect. Something that ties all of his photos together is either a picture of him, or a picture of Yanni, or maybe him and Yanni, cars, boats, you know, something that ties them all together. And he's got a very consistent, like he's got the sun flares that he's usually got in most of his photos, and he's usually got a bit of fade, and like the greens and all the photos will be fairly similar. The blues maybe will be fairly similar, like we've got the blue up here and the blue down here, fairly similar, that ties the whole thing together really quite nicely. But his isn't super uniform. Let's have a look to see if we can see anyone else's themes on my home screen. So Short Stash, for example, he's a common one. He's got a really nice theme. Let's have a look, see if we can find anyone else. Okay, this is a really nice page. Michael Kagera, I'm not really sure if I've pronounced that right. You guys might know him. If you don't, do go ahead and give him a follow because he's really cool. I think he's an Icelandic photographer, maybe not, I'm not sure. Really cool photos. Similar style in some photos to Short Stash, but you see he's got the very similar greens in all of his photos. He's got these nice grey blues, grey blue, nice grey blue up here, grey blue here, grey blue here, the same green that he had before. You see the pattern, same green, green, grey blue. So he's kind of alternating. He's got green, blue, blue, and then he's put green inevitably here, and then blue. My guess is the one in the middle is going to be blue, then two on the right be green. Yep, blue, green, less so green, and then green, blue. See what he's doing? He's like really mixing up his greens and his blues in such a way that it links the whole feed together. All of his greens are the same colour, you know, the same tone. All of his blues are this kind of grey blue, right? So this is what I'm saying. You need to choose a few colours that you can pull out of every photo you take. So think about all the photos that you take, and roughly look at what colours are in them, and think about how you can push them in either direction. The main ones, obviously, the primary colours, but also you've got like the blues, the greens, browns, you've got whites. How can you utilize the white space? All of that different stuff. You can push your greens to be brown if you want. You can push your greens to be bright, more of a bluey green. All of those different things. And what I would encourage you to do is, the main thing is to find an Instagram page that you really like and base yours around theirs. So for example, mine is heavily based around one of my favourite photographers, Alan Palander. If I show you his account, I'm sure you guys know this guy anyway. Really cool photographer. And he's changed his style up at the moment, but a while ago he had a very nice, you see here, orange and black theme going on a little bit. His is much more contrasty than mine, but mine was inspired on this orange and black thing that he had going on. He has lots of contrast, which I really liked, so I implemented that and adapted it and made my own style off it. Obviously my photos are completely different to his, but it's a similar kind of feel. So what I would encourage you to do is find your favourite Instagrammer and see how you can colour grade in their style. Now obviously colour grading in their style is not easy. It's taken me a few years to understand how to pick apart someone's photo. I teach all of this stuff in the course that I mentioned in the top link down below, so you can go ahead and create your own theme by essentially picking apart another Instagrammer's style if you want to go ahead and check that out. So that's really the main thing. Also, one thing that is important but not vitally important is if you really want to go mad on the uniform theme is choose a certain subject matter. So choose either landscape or portrait, or if you're doing it in a way that I'm doing it, incorporate your portrait or a person at some point in the background of, so it's not just a picture of a person, but it combines the person and the landscape. This really helps tie in both. That's what I quite like doing. You see me in different backgrounds, but you also have, because I've posted a picture of me in the background, I can post portraits like this one here, but I can also go ahead and post landscapes like this one here and this one here, because I have that opportunity because of the way I've set up my photos. You can obviously just stick to portrait photos if you really want to, but if you do that, usually what I find when I did that is when I tried to stick to landscape photos, as you saw here, I kind of ran out of ideas of things to do, so it did really affect my photography. But you know, it's personal preference. See what works best for you. Are you a better landscape photographer? Some people, like the last person I showed on Michael, his were all landscape photos. So it just really depends which ones you prefer. Okay guys, so that is really the quickest way that I can summarise how to get a uniform theme. Essentially just pick apart what people are doing and see if you can apply it to your own theme and see if you can get it working. If you've got a really nice theme, guys, that you're really liking, please tag me in some of your photos. I get tagged in loads of photos all the time, and I always come down and I always check them out. Like, I get some really interesting ones, but I'd love to see some more of you guys tagging us in some photos. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Check out the link down below in the description if you are interested in learning more.